Welcome everybody to another episode of Pretty Well Read. I'm your host Mariah, and today is our first in-person episode. I've got lifetime reader, longtime friend, and forever artist Luca Max.
Hi!
Yay!
Happy to be there with Mariah in person. When I offered to bring my mic and be in person, we were both ecstatic, so that's great.
Correct. I was a little trepidatious of the setup because it's not very professional yet, and I'm literally moving in 3 days at the time of this recording, so there's my bed on the floor.
We don't even see it that much, so it's fine.
Yeah, what do you mean bed? You mean my office. And I've got some in-person notes because I'm professional like that. And if you're new to Pretty Well Read, what we do is each month I have a new guest on, friend, artist, fellow book lover, and we talk about their relationship with reading. And then the rest of the episode is kind of a focus on a book that means a lot to them or something they really wanted to talk about. And in this episode, we're talking Ottessa Moshfegh's My Year of Rest and Relaxation. So part one, we're going to talk about Luca's relationship with reading. Part two, we're going to get into some no spoilers questions about the book. And then if you stick around to part three, we're going to get into the spoilers, into the tea.
Oh, the tea. Oh, yeah.
The literal tea, the tea we got that is too hot. But
it's too hot to drink.
Yeah, we'll be drinking eventually. It's fully also 24 in here. It's so hot in this bedroom.
I mean, I'm in a tank top, so it's
You're
not too
fine.
bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm just like sweating by the time we get
You
out.
don't see it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But yeah, I always start out with my guests like the same question. How did we meet, Luca?
Oh wow! So I'm a pole dance teacher among other things, and Mariah came to one of my classes, and then eventually I was like, okay, Mariah is a cultured baddie, okay, and we started talking about books, and eventually we started running together, and then we were hanging out together, so this just morphed into a great friendship.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. And yeah, I signed up for a pole class, and I saw on the schedule it said Luca Max, and I was like, oh my god, they hired a man. That's so fun. I'll take this man's class. We'll give him a chance. And then when I saw Bestie, I was like, this is better.
it's a recurring problem in my life.
Yeah.
Like the amount of "Hi, Mr. Luca Max" I get in my emails is, I mean, it's fine. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it ever like benefited you in like a they saw your resume way?
Yes.
Oh really?
Yes,
I bet
once.
get that male privilege.
So I was 17, I believe, and I was looking for like a summer job.
Yeah.
And I applied at this ice cream place, not really knowing what I was applying for. And I got a call, and they were like, "Can I talk to Luca?" And I was like, "Yes, it's me." And they were like, "Oh, are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm sure." And so they offered me this job in the kitchen of the ice cream shop.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, it's really physically demanding. Like, you're gonna have to lift 30 pounds.
Oh my god, 30 pounds.
I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, I think I can do that. Like, it's not too bad, right?
Yeah, I'm a spry teenager.
Yeah, I mean, also, I'm 5'8". I can lift 30 pounds. It's good. So they didn't really have a choice but to hire me because they couldn't just say
no, because
"Fuck you,
turns
girl."
out you're a weak woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I ended up being the first girl being hired in the kitchen. And after this, they noticed that girls were way better than guys. So they ended up only hiring girls in the kitchen.
That's so cute. It was an ice cream shop?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah. It was my way of doing feminism. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Work. I feel like I've heard with ice cream shops, confirm or deny, that the physically strenuous part is the scooping.
So I wasn't doing the scooping because I wasn't in the front.
Right.
But it is.
I heard
a lot of people get tendonitis.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And like carpal tunnel probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it is very physically demanding.
Yeah.
And they do it all day.
Yeah.
Especially some ice cream shops get really, really, really busy. And especially when you only have like hard ice cream.
Yeah, pass.
Then, yeah. But it's good. I love ice cream.
Yeah, Luca has had like 17 million jobs and counting. Currently has 17 million jobs, but just like myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not that different when it comes to that.
Yeah. We could do a podcast just on like all of our jobs. Welcome to the job.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, welcome to the job podcast where we talk about all the jobs we've had.
Oh, that's good. I almost chose Martyr because of the standardized patient one, but I didn't like that book enough, unfortunately.
Yes, okay, we will get to that. I didn't put it in the brief, but I should have, but that is a scalding take. That is such a hot take. I love that book.
I'm sorry.
But to back it up, reading, when did you get into it? Were you always a reader? Was your fam reading? Set the scene.
I think very early on, my family was very. My dad has always loved books,
Mhm,
so even when I was a kid, like very very young, we would read books together, even
mhm.
when I couldn't read.
Yeah, back in Germany, right?
Back in Germany,
Yeah.
exactly. And so I started reading from a very young age, and then when I arrived here, like the earliest memory I can kind of recall would
Mhm.
be in the library at my elementary school,
Okay.
where I would always take out a bunch of books,
Mhm.
and I was always so excited to go to the library. Like we would go once a week, and the other kids were like, "Yeah," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Yay!" So yeah, I remember when I was like, I think it was like in second grade, I
Yeah.
read the entire Narnia
Yep,
series.
classic.
And yeah, I've always loved to read, and I feel like
Mm.
it's something that I kept going through the
Mhm.
years
Yeah.
despite my very busy schedule.
Yeah.
And also whenever I was learning a language, it's something that I would always go for. So like
Smart.
learning English, I started reading books when I was
Mm.
15, and I was like, okay, now I have to get better.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
you started like fantasy, kind of otherworldly kids books.
Hmm.
Is that mostly what you were reading when you were little?
When I was little, yeah,
Mhm.
anything that had like
Mhm.
creatures and like fights and kings and whatever, like especially the fucked up creatures
Sure.
like trolls and shit like that,
That's
loved
so
it.
on brand.
Spiderwick.
Yeah.
I have no clue what the name is in English, but Chronique du bout du monde, it's like Chronicles
Oh.
of the End of the World, no
Oh,
clue.
cool. Like
and
dystopian.
so
Mm.
and like the drawings were so beautiful, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
um
Interesting.
the Bartimaeus trilogy, I
Okay. Don't know
think,
her.
with like gins and
Oh,
everything, it's amazing. So yeah,
interesting.
anything a bit like fantasy,
Mhm.
I love it.
It's funny because I was going to ask originally whether or not like reading has influenced you as an artist in other ways, but then I was like, it's kind of far fetched to go from like reading preferences to like pole performing and teaching. But
Hmm.
but some of your performances have been so otherworldly and campy. And if you've seen Luca perform and you've seen her be a frog on the pole, I'm like that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it's always something I've loved, like the strange plots, or just like the
Mm-hmm.
characters, and how far we can go from reality. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's something we are exploiting right now with Les Talons Fous, my
Mm-hmm.
theater company.
Mm-hmm.
We are these very strange clowns, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there's definitely something like fantasy-ish that stems from that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I wouldn't say it's like the main influence in my work, but it definitely shaped the
Yeah.
way I see like boundaries of
Yeah.
art. Kind of, you can
Yeah.
you can explode them, it's fine.
Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely it seems to be like a through line with all your facets of art that you engage in, right?
I
So it's
love to
so
be a
cool.
troll.
I also wanted to ask, so growing up in Germany, you grew up multilingual. Like what when you started reading, you read primarily in German? And how does like reading books in a different language change the experience?
So when I was a kid, I moved here when I was 6.5 years, like almost 7 years old.
Mhm.
And I can't, like, I recall reading books in German.
Mhm.
I remember like a few
Yeah.
specific ones.
Yeah.
But when I was little, I didn't read in French. Like in
Okay.
Germany, I wasn't reading in French, or
Okay.
at least from what I can remember.
Yeah. You
Um,
totally could have been. We'll check with
yeah.
your parents.
Well, maybe with my mom, like maybe she read books in French for me, because I wasn't
Mm.
that good in French when I was in Germany. Like when I
Really?
arrived here,
Your
I
French was rough?
struggle. Yeah,
Oh,
I
really?
struggled. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Like I would
felt.
be in class, and I had to take this exam, like a government exam, to make sure that I could go in second year.
Okay.
Because I wasn't. I did my first grade in Germany, and I
Okay.
started when I was 5, so I already had like a
Mhm, mhm.
dérogation, no clue what that is, but like a the special pass to go
Oh,
in
sure. Like
first
you were
grade.
grandfathered into yeah, gotcha.
It was like, oh, first grade you can go at 5 years old,
Yeah.
and so I
Oh, okay.
arrived here, had to do this little exam, and they were like, okay, you're good enough in French to
Yeah.
keep going. You don't have to
Oh.
do the first grade again.
Mhm.
But I remember sitting in class, and like sometimes the teacher would say words, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
what the fuck does that mean? Like I remember, ugh, that was so bad. I had to go to like my mom wanted me to get admitted in this like science school, okay, science
Oh,
elementary school.
cool.
And so I had to do the exam maybe like a few months after arriving
Mhm,
here,
mhm.
okay? And so we get to the exam, and the question part was fine, and then they ask us to draw ourselves with as much detail as we can.
Oh,
I
okay.
had no clue what the word detail meant.
Oh, no.
Okay, no clue.
Okay.
Like, no clue. I was sitting there and I was like,
So it's like a stick figure is you. You're like, I did it.
oh, girl, I drew myself and I was like, here.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I came back home and I was like, Mom, I have no idea what it meant. So
Mm.
yeah, that was great. So,
Oh,
and when it
damn.
comes to reading, as I said, like usually when I started reading in English, it's because I
Mhm.
wanted to get better.
Sure.
So to like have more vocabulary and just in general be able to read, like more advanced books,
Yeah.
or more literature.
Mhm.
And I feel like it doesn't change that much for me.
Mhm.
Obviously the pace of reading, for example, if I read a book in German, it
Mhm.
is going to take me longer
Sure.
than if I read in French or English. French or
Mhm.
English is kind of the same by now,
Mhm.
so that's fine.
French is long. French books be thickies because French uses more words than in
It
English,
does.
so it takes
But I
longer.
like them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
No,
fine.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but some books are,
Yeah.
quite long. But and it's always nice, like whenever I stumble upon a book in English where there's a lot of like very, you said a word at the beginning of the recording, trepidatious.
Oh, trepidatious. Like
Yeah.
when you hesitate if
Yeah,
you're
but
like,
that, and in
yeah,
French it's the same, like
yeah.
trépidant, but or like,
Oh,
but
sure.
it's yeah, I'm always happy to like learn new funny
Yeah.
words
Yeah, yeah.
that we never use in the daily life.
Yeah. So BTS too. So if you are new to the podcast, I live in Quebec, but I don't speak French. I understand more of it every year, but it's rough. But
She's doing good.
yeah, trying
Yeah.
sometimes. But speaking of words that are kind of close but can mean different things, I've been doing yoga lots recently, which has been great.
That's good.
But the yoga teacher, whenever we would transition into like another move, she kept saying, usually they say like prochain,
Oh yeah,
the next,
prochain. Yeah,
on the
yeah.
next like inhale or whatever,
Yeah.
which is
Oh,
I
prochaine
get.
inspiration. Yeah.
Yes, which I get. But this one teacher kept saying tranquillement.
Tranquillement. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, tranquil? I was like, I'm already tranquil. I'm at yoga. I'm already peaceful. I'm already like, why is she telling me to like bliss
Oh no,
out?
it doesn't
I
mean
already
the
know.
same thing.
And then I asked my Quebecois boyfriend, and he was like, it can also mean like slowly.
Oui.
And I was like, oh, I was like, bestie, I'm already tranquil. Why are
I
you
just
telling me?
imagine Mariah in like a cat cow, and she's like, I'm very chill.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you don't need to tell me to chill.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
reminds me
fine.
of like, you don't tell me to calm down. I'm already at yoga. And then I was like, oh, slowly
Oh,
would make sense.
but listen, there are words like that. For a very long time,
Mhm.
I thought frisky meant cold, so it's
Oh
fine.
no.
Yeah, it's okay. It
Oh,
happens.
that's so
I
funny.
said it once, and a person looked at me really weird, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck my life. I think. Yeah, it's fine."
When I was in,
So
my third grade teacher told me that bodacious
yeah,
meant nice. And so I kept calling like adults I knew bodacious, which means
yeah,
sexy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
what? Why would she tell you
To fuck with me. And I'm like, maybe not the
when
way to fuck
you're
with people, but like it's
no?
very like 1999
Yeah.
coding.
Oh
So,
my god.
but yeah,
Okay. Well,
yikes.
we're
Good
both
times.
bodacious in both ways.
Yes. But thanks for the tangent.
Yeah.
But now these days, so you grew up kind of reading in different languages, using books to kind of learn new languages,
Mhm.
fantasy vibes. What do you read now? What are you reading today?
Okay, today well, it really depends. Like, I love National Geographic, so I'm subscribed to that. So I always end up reading a bit of National Geographic every month.
Cool.
Right now, I'm reading Le Comte de Monte Cristo.
Okay, classic. Yeah.
It's really fucking long. It's
Yep.
1,600 pages. So now I think I'm
Ew.
at 1,000 or something.
Yeah.
It's really good. I didn't
Oh, really?
expect it to be that good. I was
Ooh.
in Panama in April,
Mhm.
and right before leaving, I noticed that I didn't really have any books left that I wanted to read.
Mhm.
I had like a very thick book, which is like a documentation. I'm not sure it's the right word, but whatever.
Mhm.
Documentation of the First World War. Okay, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
essentially
Yeah.
600 pages of everything that played out during First World War, and I was like,
Jesus.
I'm going on vacation. You
Yeah.
know?
What a beach read.
No, and I had like another one which was like a poetry from like way
Yeah.
back, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a play written by a Greek
Yeah.
playwright. Bleh. And so I looked around in my boyfriend's stuff, and he had Le Comte de Monte Cristo, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, this seems like a good contentment to like read.
Mhm.
And I started reading it, and I was like, wow, this is actually amazing.
Yeah.
Because
Aw.
like in some books written a while ago, I
Mhm.
feel like the pace
Yeah.
is bleh.
Like it doesn't translate to be appealing now.
Exactly. Or it's
Mhm.
just very long and
Sure.
like, and it drags and whatever.
Mhm.
This is a fucking adventure book.
Oh, really?
It's so good.
Oh,
Oh
interesting.
my god, I love it. And you root for the character so much. You
Sure.
want him to kill everyone and to
Yeah.
be the winner. So so yeah. So that's what I'm reading right now.
Interesting.
I when I can, and there's like good fantasy books of like authors that I know, I'm
Mhm.
gonna read it.
Mhm.
But I would say mostly like wait, let me check what I read lately. I
Yeah.
read Martyr. Like, no, listen, it's not that I hated it. I was just not a big fan. But what did I read? I read Yellowface this
Oh,
year.
Arf Kwong.
I read Project Hail Mary, which was
Ooh,
really
sci-fi.
good.
Okay.
I read a book in German, which was really good, which is basically the same plot as Yellowface, which
Oh,
is
really?
funny. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I read a few from Quebec writers, another one in German. Yeah,
Mhm.
like a bunch of stuff like that. There was one from
Yeah.
a French author that won like a prize, Emmanuel Carrère. It's called
Oh.
Kolkhoz, and it's about his family that came from Georgia, and it's like a very historical
Mhm.
novel. It's really good.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, that's what I've been reading.
So just kind of like whatever speaks to you. Are there any genres that like you don't fuck with? You're like, I'm not gonna read of
To
romance.
be honest, I'm not a huge fan.
Of romance?
No,
Fair.
I tried once, and I was like,
Yeah.
it doesn't like I don't know.
Mhm.
Especially like when I hear about the novels about like 300-year-old fairies that
Okay, yeah. So that's
see,
romantasy,
yeah,
but like, have you read a contemporary? Just like,
like a full-on romance novel. I
mm-hmm.
don't know. I don't think so. I feel yeah, it
Fair,
yeah,
fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
My life is a romance.
True.
So
That's true. Luke is very happily almost betrothed.
so I'm good.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but no. And maybe I'm not huge on sci-fi. See, I really
Mm,
love Project Hail Mary, but
mm-hmm.
I have read sci-fi books where I generally wanted to off
It's
myself.
too much
It's a lot.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, you kind of have to be like science and technology minded, which is there's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't like naturally fuck with those things, reading
Yeah.
the long descriptions just I'm like,
But sometimes
this
I'm
feels like
like, I
work.
don't care about your robot.
Fully that
Like, I
too.
don't give a shit.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah,
And I think that's mostly it
yeah.
of like things. And there's yeah. Oh, we're gonna talk about the DNF books, right? Okay, so
I was
I'll
gonna
leave it
say,
for that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
do you 5-star rate your books, and what would like a 5-star look like to you?
Okay. I think okay. So for example, there's like Project Hail Mary for me
Mhm.
was a 5 star.
Okay.
For different reasons than other books would be 5 stars, you know. So for
Mhm.
example, if we take that one,
Mhm.
it was very like it was fast paced.
Mhm.
It's not a criteria for it to be fast paced for it to be good,
Yeah.
but it helps obviously
Yeah.
because you want to finish the book in like one read.
Mhm.
Um when I'm surprised throughout the
Mm.
book, when everything is very if you can expect it, I'm like
Mm. Well, are you easily bamboozled? Because I am.
easy
I'm so easy to be tricked.
no, sometimes I read a book and I'm like, "Oh, is this gonna happen?" And then 300 pages later, it's exactly what happens, and
Oh,
I'm like, "Oh,
I would
okay."
never. I'm always like, what? Like it's I'm like a toddler. It's terrible.
But and I really like when characters are not appealing, but just like you want to, you know, you feel for them.
Mhm.
And it's funny because in this book, she's not very, you know, you're like, oh, you're a bit of a bitch,
Yeah.
but at the same time, she was likable in other ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that the pace, I don't care about the length of the book. I
Okay.
know that's a criteria for some people. I
Yeah.
really don't care.
Yeah.
And it's just as long as the story spoke to me. Like I don't have a specific I feel
Mhm.
like every single story from a person can be interesting if
Sure.
it's written properly
Mhm.
and it's just conveyed in the proper way.
Mhm.
So I would say that yeah, my criteria is plural. Criterion
My
is singular.
criterion, or you could, yeah, you could say
Criterion
criteria. Yeah. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
they're kind of you
Mhm.
know they vary
Mhm. Yeah, fair.
so yeah.
Interesting. I say so like I've explained this before, but actually in the last episode, I'm kind of considering changing my mind. But like a 4.5-star book is like that was a really great book. Like for its genre, it hit the spot like mood reader wise. But a 5-star book is like something I could recommend widely without thinking
Having
twice
oh
about
yeah
it.
okay
Like even if
oh that's good
yeah, even if like so and so is not a sci-fi reader, but Project Hail Mary hit, I'd be like, you would still like this, even
mm-hmm
though it's not your normal genre, because it's a 5-star book.
oh that's good
Yeah,
okay
but the last episode, if you caught brainworms, it is really well written, but it is so fucking grotesque. Like it is about, spoiler alert, kind of not really, but it's about like having a fetish of having like maggots and worms inside
what
you and
the
stuff like
fuck
that.
bro okay
It's like classified as like extreme horror, and that's just like what if it's the best book ever, but it's just ultimately not going to be for some
Yeah,
people?
yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like it's not fair to books like that because I won't recommend them widely because there are
Mhm.
so many trigger warnings. So I'm considering flexing on my criteria there, but
Oh,
yeah,
but I understand though.
yeah,
Have you read Glamorama by Bret Easton Ellis?
no,
Uh, it's intense. It's like celebrity, well, not celebrities, but like B-list celebrities
mm-hmm,
kind of that are rich,
mm-hmm,
and it's just the life of the party for 500 pages,
okay,
but crazy,
okay,
like intense.
yeah,
There's like 20 pages of an orgy.
oh,
It's
okay,
really
yeah, sure,
intense, but like I loved it. I was like,
yeah,
this is a great book, but at the same time, no character in that is
yeah,
likable.
yeah, okay, good.
So
So,
not sure anyone would
mm-hmm,
like it. So
mm,
that would probably be like a 4 or 4.5 stars for me,
yeah,
but for other people,
yeah,
that's a good like
right.
baseline for
Yeah, you kind of have to flex a little bit because like it could be a beautifully written and a masterpiece to you, but maybe it's not for your great aunt Carol. Like
exactly.
maybe it's not for her.
Girl, I wouldn't recommend that to any person in my family because they would be like,
Yeah, right? Like people were asking
yikes.
me about like when I was posting about brainworms, they were like, "Oh my god, this sounds good." I'm like, "Oh my god, read the content warnings, please." Like don't put this on me if you don't have a good time, but I really liked it.
Yeah, just like a little life. I loved it, but like,
Yes, hot take. I've talked about this with somebody else in the podcast, but people who just think it's trauma porn for the
I
sake of being
know,
trauma porn.
but I don't agree. But like
No.
at the same time, yeah, I don't know why people would say that because it's still a
Mm-hmm.
story that could happen to someone.
Yeah.
And it's not written in a way where it's enticing. We're
Mm-hmm.
not like, ooh, yeah, it's happening.
It's
Not
not
at
like
all.
glamorizing
No,
that
not at
it's
all. It's
no.
disgusting. And he's
Yeah.
in pain and he
Mm-hmm.
suffers the entire time. I
Mm-hmm.
was miserable when I read
Mhm.
that book.
Mhm.
So yeah, I
But
remember crying in the corner of my school.
yeah, but I can't imagine somebody having a similar life to that and being like, trauma porn. Your life is trauma porn. Like that's not.
I know. And
That's not fair.
also, there are trigger warnings. Like, you know what to
Yeah.
expect. So, like, just
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
read it if
Yeah.
you feel like this is, yeah.
True. But speaking of books that are controversial, how often do you DNF books?
Girl, it happened to me once in my entire life. I
Ever?
never DNF.
What?
Yeah.
What was the
So
book?
I'm stubborn as hell.
Sure.
Okay, so if I start a book, I have to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
It was Voyage au bout de la nuit by
Mm.
Céline, who is like
Mm.
a very famous French author.
Okay.
And it's basically, so I read like the first 200 pages, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story about a man who goes somewhere in Africa, like in one of the colonized countries by
Mm-hmm.
France,
Mm-hmm.
and he basically treats the locals like shit.
Oh.
And he catches malaria and like whatever fucking
Y-
disease, you like
yeah.
dysentery, like name it, he had
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
It was so, and I mean, I understand sometimes you read books that were written in like the 1900s or like the 1800s where
Mm-hmm.
racism wasn't like a thing. So
Yeah.
sometimes there's comments and you're like, yeah, okay, that didn't age really well.
No.
But this was like fucked up.
Oh,
Like
really?
this was fucked up.
Like it wouldn't have even been cool back then kind of vibe.
I mean, back then it was probably kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But reading that now, I was like, this is not necessary for me
Mm.
right now. Like,
Mhm.
I don't need this.
Yeah.
Like, he would basically sexually assault like local women, and I was just like, what the
Oh.
fuck is this? So yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was pretty bad. And just the way he would describe them, I
Mhm.
was like, I don't need this in my life. So after
No.
200 pages, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah,
You,
fair.
you go away. So yeah, that's the only book I think I've ever DNF'd.
That is crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Was it long? Cuz if you
Like
already
600 pages.
Oh, okay.
I really gave it a fair shot.
You
I was
did.
like, maybe it's not going to be as bad. Maybe the
Mhm.
character's intentionally a piece of
Mhm.
shit, you know?
Mhm.
But then as it kept going, I was like, no.
I'm actually good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, I don't care about this one.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
so crazy.
And
Interesting.
I think, yeah, that was the only one. Maybe like some plays,
Mhm.
theater.
Mm.
I would like, I skipped chapters
Sure.
because sometimes
Yeah, yeah.
it's just not. And usually when I read a play, it's
Mhm.
because I want to have something from it, kind of.
Mhm.
Like get ideas or whatever. And then, yeah, some plays are just not it.
Not it. Yeah,
So,
fair. Yeah.
so yeah.
Okay, so I think this is a good spot to talk about Martyr then. We're talking about Kaveh Akbar's Martyr, which is like award-winning, very like globally popular. I thought it was beautiful. Why didn't you like it?
Okay, so I wouldn't say I hated it.
Okay.
Okay, but for me, it was like a,
Was it overhyped? Just
I don't like. See, that's the thing. I didn't really. It's not like I was on book talk constantly and like
mm-hmm.
hearing about Martyr being the best book in the world.
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine lent it to me, and obviously you were the first one that told me about it.
Mhm.
Especially, I'm a standardized patient too, so it was really funny. She told me about
Yes,
like
true.
Cyrus, I think the
Mhm.
character's name is, and that he
Mhm.
was a standardized patient, and like that it was funny.
Yeah.
Okay, a few things. Cyrus as a whole
Yeah.
didn't find him likable at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
To me, he was like just a classic man.
Sure.
And like I hated that about him. I found
Mhm.
him annoying sometimes, and he was like not really nice to his friends,
Mhm.
and like, oh, I'm a poor victim of life, so I'm just
Mhm.
gonna take drugs and
Yeah.
be, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, whatever. I feel like I've seen these men too often in my life to like feel any empathy for
Mhm.
them, unfortunately.
Sure.
But the part like I would have liked for this
Mhm.
story to be about his mom.
Sure. Yeah.
His mom had a very
Her arc
interesting
was,
story.
yeah, amazing.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Her mom, Orchidea, like the whole thing where they meet in the
Mhm.
museum and
Mhm.
whatnot.
Spoiler alert.
I called it from
I did not.
moment number one. I was like,
Bamboozled,
this.
bamboozled.
I was like, she's an Iranian artist.
Yeah. Well, I was like, it's the friend, it's the lover.
Yeah, but I was like, no. I was like, no, there's a plot twist here. And especially when they started talking about like them escaping, her and Layla, and I
Mhm.
was like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's the mom.
Oh,
So, but listen,
not
maybe
me.
I'm sure it wasn't like the main thing that annoyed me.
Mhm.
But so yeah, her arc was amazing. But
Mhm.
then Cyrus and his dad, and I understand there's like an immigration story and
Mhm.
like that,
Mhm.
so it adds a depth to it.
Mhm.
But to me, his character was not likable at all. And not
Interesting.
even like I didn't find him interesting.
Okay, got it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not even like she's not likable at all,
Mhm.
but she's interesting in a
Mhm.
way. Like what she does is really fucking crazy.
Mhm.
What Cyrus was doing was just
It
what
was, yeah,
every
yeah.
like victim boy does.
It was self-indulgent for sure.
Yeah.
And I know that like you kind of have to, like, if you're not meant to root for the main character, you kind of really have to be in the right mood for that.
And I wasn't
Mhm.
rooting for him. I think I hate men in general, unfortunately, and like especially when I was reading this when I was in Panama, and
Mhm.
in Panama I got catcalled so bad every single day. I got harassed. I was traveling alone. It was probably my
Yeah.
worst trip alone in my entire life.
Oh.
And so I think I was in a mood where I was like, you don't get to talk.
Mhm.
You hush hush.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
You
that's
read it you read it that recently?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought you read it a long time ago. But
No.
yeah, that doesn't help for sure. I wonder, had Cyrus been like a woman in transition, like between
Mhm.
like grieving and finding herself. Like I wonder if that would have helped.
Maybe. Maybe. But I feel like the thing is he wasn't grieving anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's, well, because
Well,
didn't
because
his
his
dad
dad,
died?
yeah, but then when he talks about his dad, he does like there's no I didn't feel that he was grieving.
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Fair.
He
That's
didn't
fair.
seem to be grieving. It was just like
Mhm.
because the entire time he just wants to be a martyr and he
Mhm.
wants to be like important when he dies, and
Mhm.
it's like I had a fucked up ex, okay?
Mhm.
And he
Mhm.
would say shit like that sometimes,
Mm.
and I was like, "You're such a big fucking baby."
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I can swear in this podcast.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
please. It's mine. Yeah,
but
yeah. Totally.
yeah. And so I feel like that's what made me. It gave me the ick.
Yeah, fair.
Some pages, Cyrus was talking, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up, man!
Did you
You're annoying."
was okay, did it come through in the character? Or did you like Kaveh Akbar's writing style still? Like
Oh yeah,
would
yeah. I
you
mean, it's beautifully written.
yeah.
Like the way he
Mhm.
writes is wonderful, and
Mhm.
again, like his mom's
Yeah.
story,
Amazing. Yeah.
amazing.
And like heart-wrenching.
I
Hello?
know. And like
Yeah.
it's beautiful. And the
Mhm.
way like the meetings between her and him at the museum, and you're
Mhm.
not quite sure like what's going on and
Mhm.
why she's there and this fucked up exhibition.
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
you know? But then that's it. Anytime we would go back to Cyrus, or like I'm not a huge fan of poetry, okay?
Okay. Oh, really? Interesting. You're such an artist in so many ways and you don't fuck with
Yeah,
poetry?
but dude, sometimes I find poetry so fucking cringy. I'm so
It's,
sorry.
yeah, it's a little like
Um
it can be a little woo-woo in some
it's
facets.
honestly I'm like yeah, I'm really not a huge fan of poetry. So whenever he would put his poems, I was
Skip.
yeah,
Glaze.
sick. So yeah, I feel like there's a few components that kind of
Yeah.
weren't for me in the book.
Do you like, so speak talking about, because Kaveh Akbar was a poet before he became a novelist,
Mhm.
and he still is a poet. He
Mhm.
doesn't shed that title. But do you fuck with Ocean Vuong? Because
I
he's
haven't read anything
okay.
from them.
Interesting. You should
Yeah.
read one of his books
Yeah.
and tell me how you feel about
Okay.
it.
Okay. Cause yeah, but I was kind of sad that it was also the standardized patient is not realistic at all.
No, you don't
No,
think so?
no. Well, it
Interesting.
has to be standardized.
Yeah,
That's the
that's true.
point. And like
Yeah.
that was not so even just reading that I was like this is not
true to life.
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know he
Gotcha.
like kind of goes off of scenario and everything,
Mhm.
but you
Interesting.
could never do that.
Mm.
Like the examiner would come in the room and he would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And you
Okay.
would get kicked out.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So not writing off Kaveyak Bar completely.
No, no,
If you
no,
write
not at
something
all.
else,
Yeah, but just Cyrus jail, like, bah, no,
that's fair. I can
yeah.
accept it.
But like a book about his mom, give it to me.
Yeah.
I loved her. She was great.
Martyr, the
She was a
sequel.
baddie. She was a baddie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. I want like the historical background on her stuff. Um Another question that I'm probably going to work in, I've been asking a lot on the podcast, is like spotlighting diverse authors and not just like straight men het authors is
Hmm.
like important to the podcast. Do you like make an effort to read diversely, and if so, why is that important?
It's a good question. I feel like so I buy most of my books in secondhand stores.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Usually the only place where I buy them new is at airports
Oh, really?
when I have to like find
Mm-hmm.
a book. Um, I think I really love historical novels.
Mm-hmm.
From any historical
POV.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like sometimes it allows me to just choose diverse books without really having to think about it.
Right, without going like I need to read a black
Yeah,
author. Yeah.
exactly. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, this book is about a certain conflict or like a
Mm-hmm.
certain time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, this seems interesting. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that kind of helps me to choose more diverse authors without necessarily having to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then do I make a like purposeful choice when it comes to that?
Mm-hmm.
I would say I could probably be better.
Okay, fair.
I could probably be better, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I have to say is that if I know an author is like a really bad person, I'm just not gonna
Mm-hmm.
buy their books. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I always try to do a bit of a background check.
Yes.
Unfortunately, sometimes with books that were written a long time ago, like Celine, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean most
Mm-hmm.
people who wrote books, like Alexandre Dumas, the guy
Mm-hmm.
who wrote Monte Cristo, is. I mean, he was probably maybe he honestly his character is kind of progressive, so I'm like maybe he was not too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never know. But
Yeah,
so
yeah. If
for
I
I have a
if
bit
I were to
lenient for those. But
if,
yeah,
if I were to gamble, I would say he wasn't the liberal king
which
of
is
today.
like in that time I'm like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So but yeah, I feel like I could
Yeah.
definitely make more of an effort.
Mm.
But is it my main criteria? Unfortunately not for
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I try to
Fair.
read more women just in general.
Yeah.
Like yeah, but diversity is definitely something I could
Mm-hmm.
go for
Mm-hmm.
a bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair. I feel like also doing the background check on the author to see like if you fuck with their values
Hmm.
is like another piece that we could all do better at
Yeah.
too. Like it's like seeing hype on Book Talk is one thing,
Hmm.
but then seeing that like Sarah J. Maas used Breonna Taylor's murder to
Yeah.
promote a new book cover is probably not it. Probably not it.
Yeah.
Like when people are like, "Oh my god, Akatar, Akatar, Akatar," I'm like, "Do you know that this is this thing that she did and this post is
Yeah.
still up?" And people are like, "I don't care."
Oh, but that yeah, that
I'm
annoys
like,
me. It's
"What?
when people know and they don't care. I'm like,
What?" Like if I was an SJM stan and I found that out, I would be like, "Oh my god, thanks for
yeah,
telling me. That sucks.
yeah,
I'm
it
going to donate my
sucks.
books or
I
do
know.
something like."
Just like J.K. Rowling. I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
why are people still buying Harry Potter merch?
Yeah, she could literally have just like also shut the fuck up
I know.
and been like fine,
Yeah,
but she had to be
but she decided not to be.
she doubles down like
I
often
know,
about
and she
being a
gives
trans.
all her money to like
Oh,
anti-trans
it's terrible.
like groups. So I'm
Yeah.
just like,
But still being like, yeah, like if you already have the Harry Potter
no,
merch
that's
and stuff,
fine.
that's.
Like whatever.
But if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, I actively seek out J.K. Rowling's
And bro, if
offerings.
anything, buy it secondhand.
Yeah.
Like if you really want it and you love Harry Potter that much, buy it secondhand.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. We
Mm-hmm.
just don't need to give more money to that woman.
Nope. Sure
Okay?
don't.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
sometimes I see people with like Harry Potter nails
Mm-hmm.
or Harry Potter merch,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, are y'all fucking okay?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's a lot.
I'm judging you.
Yeah.
Okay? Just know that.
On the reading diversely train thought, I have a TBR cart typically that sits here and it's got three but I'm moving, but it's got three shelves, and I typically put the whites at the bottom
Okay.
of the cart.
What?
And so I'm like, if I'm buying too many authors where they
Yeah.
can't all fit on the bottom shelf, I'm reading too white.
Okay.
So like I try to do like visual TBR things to be like,
Oh.
am I digesting things from like an intersectional lens, or am I reading too many
Mhm.
whites? So, big rec. If you can,
The
like,
little consonant at the beginning.
if you can,
Love it.
yeah, put the whites in their own section,
Okay,
and then you
I
can kind
like
of
that.
visually see like what you've got going on and who you can better support.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh,
hot tip.
that's good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Good.
nobody's ever noticed that though. Nobody's ever been like whites.
Oh, girl, I love pattern recognition. I would have liked to guess,
Yeah,
but it's okay.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you see all the names at the bottom and they're all like Johnson, Smith.
Yeah. Green, white. You're just like, okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so funny. But yeah, I think that was it for the first section. Oh yeah, no, I wanted to ask if you
Mhm.
engage in bookish content online, and why or why not? Do you fuck with like the book community online?
I so on TikTok, I built my algorithm brick by brick, as we say. So I do have some book talk content sometimes.
Yeah, it leaks in there.
I'm honestly not a huge fan of listening to people give me a book review before I read it.
Sure.
I'm like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather find out for myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep listening to
Um,
the podcast where we talk about a book.
no, but you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
especially if people read this, it's like
Mhm.
an analysis of it, which is good.
Yes.
When I'm just watching a 2 minute video,
Yeah.
like don't yeah.
Yeah.
So usually what I not come upon, but what arrives in my
Mhm.
algorithm,
Mhm.
pardon my English, is just pictures like
Mhm.
10 books that I loved or whatever, and
Yeah.
then I just swipe and it's like, okay, this gives me a bunch of ideas, and I have
Mhm.
a friend of mine who also loves to read.
Mhm.
So usually we're gonna send each other
Oh,
some
cute.
recommendations,
Mhm. Mhm.
and whenever I see her, I lend her a book, and when
Mhm.
I go to her place, she lends me a book. So that's something we
Cute.
always do. So it's really nice.
That's so nice.
It is really nice,
Mhm.
honestly. And so yeah, so I feel like I don't engage in
Yeah.
it.
You're not like seeking out the book content, but
No,
whatever you
because
stumble
honestly,
across.
I feel like especially going to secondhand stores,
Mhm.
I feel like it's so fun because you can also have access to classics and then
Mhm.
stuff that is maybe like more local, also
Mhm.
from like Quebec authors,
Mhm.
which is great. And so usually I just kind of go with whatever. I
Mhm.
read the back. What do you call that? The back of
Yeah,
the book.
the
The
plot
back.
summary at the back. Yep.
The back.
Totally. Yeah, yeah. The back of the book.
There's lingo that I'm like, "Bleh." And
She speaks several languages. We can cut her some
thank
slack.
you. And so I read that and I'm like, okay, does it look cool or not? And then I
Mhm.
just,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There you
So,
go. That's fair. It's like a big rabbit hole to get stuck in. Plus, you're doing your own social media game. You're not trying to have 13 hours of
no.
screen time
Oh
and
my fucking
do all
God.
your
And I
other
mean, it's pretty
jobs.
bad
Yeah, but
already. So, like,
yes.
yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah, at some point I was like, yeah, I didn't get the addictive gene in my family. And then I look at my screen time and I'm like, fuck my life.
Yeah,
So,
kind of
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
But
a
don't
little
we
bit.
all though? Like it's
Oh,
made to be addictive for
I
us. So
know, but it's so
it
bad.
is bad. Correct.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm not trying to be more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's it for the first section of the podcast. If you stick around, we are going to talk Ottessa Moshfegh's My Year of Rest and Relaxation. So see you in a bit. We are talking Ottessa Moshfegh's My Year of Rest and Relaxation. So if you know nothing about this book, but you just clicked on the video because you were like, oh my God, I'm such a Luca stan. I want to see what she be talking about. I get it. And so I'm going to catch you up on what the book is about, and then we'll get into some no spoiler discussion topics. So, our narrator should be happy, shouldn't she? She's young, thin, pretty, a recent Columbia graduate, works an easy job at a hip art gallery, lives in an apartment on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, paid for like the rest of her needs by her inheritance. But there's a hole in her heart, and it isn't just the loss of her parents or the way her Wall Street boyfriend treats her or her sadomasochistic relationship with her best friend Reva. It's the year 2000 in a city aglitter with wealth and possibility. What could possibly go terribly wrong? Both tender and blackly funny, merciless and compassionate, My Year of Rest and Relaxation is a powerful answer to the question and a showcase for the gifts of one of our major writers working at the height of her powers. So that's what it's about. That's kind of like a nothing plot summary, but
Mhm.
to like say what it is without spoiling it, I think we can say like our main character decides that she like wants a new reality for herself
Mhm.
amidst like her life crumbling apart. So she tries to sleep for a year
Yeah.
via drugs and
I was gonna say with the help of
prescriptions.
yeah, of substances.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a super
Yeah.
interesting concept. Why did you like? What do you feel about this book, and why did you choose it for the podcast?
Okay, so I feel like it's a book that I can fully understand why some people would hate it.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
funny, like the friend that I was talking about, when I told her that I was going on the podcast with this book,
Mhm.
she was like, "See, it's on my DNF list." Like she did not finish it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really controversial when I looked it up. Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people just think that it's like a, I'm trying to find the word in English, like a caprice, or just like it's this rich, privileged white girl who
Mhm.
has the luxury of
Mhm.
taking a year off and just
Mm.
get fucking drugged up and like sleep for
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
And she was like, it made me wish that I could do that for a
Mhm.
year, so I just didn't see the point of finishing this novel.
Right.
And I
Okay.
was like, you know what? That's really fucking fair.
Yeah.
I feel like as opposed to a bunch of books that are very popular, where you kind of understand why people love it,
Mhm.
and you could hardly picture how people could not like it.
Mhm.
Project Hail Mary, for
Mhm.
example.
Mhm.
I feel like this one is one of the books where you kind of have to discuss it or just see like maybe another point of view
Mhm.
to be able to like it or to finish it in some people's cases. So
Yeah.
that's why I decided to do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's good. I had known about this book, like being engaged in the book community for a while, but I've heard conflicting things. Like it was pretentious,
Hmm.
like it was too much. Like it's a rich white girl doing rich white girl privilege things that nobody else could have the luxury of doing. But a lot of people were like, this is relatable, this is weird, this is something that like, oh, if I could do this, I would want to know what it's like. So
Hmm.
I've heard kind of both sides of the coin, and so I've been looking for an excuse to read it, and so it's lovely.
And I mean, I feel
I
like it's
quite liked
also
it.
a good critique of like capitalism and what it forces us to do, like the
Sure.
fact that she has to think about going to sleep absolutely drugged up for like a
Mhm.
whole year to get better in this
Mhm.
world is
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
Crazy. What did you think of, so in terms of writing style, I went into this assuming it was going to be another Martyr. I
Mm,
thought it was going to be like fluffy prose, and I thought it was going to take me on a lyrical journey
mhm.
of metaphors and descriptions and
Yeah.
like literary,
Mhm.
traversing through the woods. but, but it's really like pared down. It's really fast paced. It's really just like talking to a friend.
Yep. And it's funny because it's descriptive in the most trivial things
Mhm.
of every day.
Mhm.
And I love the way it was written
Mhm.
personally. Like she just went over the details
Mhm.
of her kind of disgusting daily life,
Mhm.
and that's the only thing she describes.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of description, but there's also a lot of comparisons and a lot of images that she brings up,
Yeah.
which are never cute
Mhm.
or they're poetic, but in a very strange way.
Yeah.
So that's something I really love.
Mhm.
I love when we're not just trying to make everything pretty and
Mhm.
lovely.
Mhm.
So that's something I really liked, the
Yeah.
style of writing. And it is fast paced. Even though it's like a story where kind of nothing happens,
Mhm.
I feel like you're
You
fully invested in the
Yeah,
book.
you zoom through it for
Yeah.
sure. It
Mhm.
reminds me of, actually, it's funny because you're not a contemporary romance reader, but the style of prose is like a contemporary romance without the romance.
Without the romance part. Okay.
Yeah, because it's very grounded and very like you're kind of just like with her day by
Yeah.
day, and I like a part of me kept being like, well, where's the love?
Mhm.
Like I'm like,
Where is the love? But there's no love.
there's quite
That's it.
this anti-love
Yeah,
actually,
it is very
arguably.
much anti-love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, in every single part. Like her
Mhm.
parents are awful, her friendships are awful,
Mhm.
her lover is
Her like
awful.
situationship for the year 2000,
Bro.
it's fully a situationship.
It's worse than a
Yeah,
situationship in my
that's true.
opinion. But yeah, so it's I loved it. I mean, I like
Yeah.
this book. Like I can't lie. Love
Mhm.
it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, the choice to leave the main character unnamed.
Mhm.
We don't know the main character's name the entire time, but we know her friend Reva, we know Trevor, we know Dr. Tuttle.
Mhm.
Um, which
That girl.
which is she is, I would like to read her book. But what do you think about the choice to leave the main character's name unnamed? That's happens a lot now lately. Did you
Yeah.
notice that?
Well, oh,
There's
real.
lots of books where I'm like, we don't know the main character's name the whole time. A few on the podcast, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See, I didn't really care.
Hmm.
I feel like we know so much about her
Yeah.
that not knowing her name didn't really bother me.
Hmm.
I also feel like in some way she is trying to reset her identity.
Hmm.
So to me, the choice of leaving her name out, I
Hmm.
thought maybe we would know it at the end of the book when she
Ooh,
kind of
interesting.
managed to like reset herself
Yeah.
and her philosophy about life.
Sure.
But so not naming her to me made it even more anonymous in like her process
Hmm.
of trying to do this weird big reset.
Hmm.
So I didn't really mind. I feel like it's something that could like not help certain books, but in
Mhm.
this case I feel like it didn't
Mhm.
really matter.
Yeah, I feel like when authors do this, I could be totally wrong. People could do it for different reasons, but I feel like it's a way of putting the reader kind of in the driver's seat with the main
Mhm.
character, like kind of relating to them more. Because
Yeah.
like you don't know her main name, her first name, but it could be Luca for all we know. Like so, it's easier to insert yourself in a way, but I could be totally wrong. That's just my theory about why they do it.
I feel like, and I mean, this book is also really good when it comes to. I feel like there's certain books where you can make this like mental image
Mm-hmm.
of her apartment
Mm-hmm.
with like whatever places she goes to, like her little bodega and
Mm-hmm.
like all those places. I feel like it was very, very easy to have a lot of images with this book, the way
Mm-hmm.
she describes them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and there's a lot of physical descriptions of the girl as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So, despite the fact that I didn't have her name, I had such crystal clear images in my head
Yeah.
that it's true, like you can kind of think about yourself being
Mm-hmm.
in it since she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have a name. It's
Yeah.
not like Mary,
No.
it's
It's
this girl.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's we're all secretly that Kate Moss looking ass,
Yeah.
lanky ass, rich lady
Mm-hmm.
who just wants to sleep.
Oh god.
Um, this book is also, aside from it being kind of like fucked up, it's funny,
It is.
and it's
It
like
is.
darkly
It's
funny
cynical.
in
Yeah.
like yeah, in a cynical way, also in like a gross, crusty way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you think the book would have hit the same had it not been funny? Like if this was like deadpan serious, I feel like it would be
Mm,
boring.
I feel like the reason why it's funny is because it's pathetic.
Yeah.
It's not funny because it's meant to be funny.
Yeah, she's not
Uh
writing one-liners in there.
no, exactly. It's like not, and the reason I think why, because I see what you mean, but
Mhm.
I don't think it's not meant to be a
Mhm.
funny book. Like I
Mhm.
don't think it's meant to be a comedy. Do you
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think we find it funny because it's so absurd.
Mhm.
It's more absurd than funny to me.
Mhm.
And so whenever something is absurd, I feel like an easy way to cope with that,
Mhm.
or the fact that it's so fucked up and like
Mhm.
so intense, and she takes so many pills.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's more the fact that it's an exaggeration of everything, and that
Yeah.
it's such an absurd situation that makes it funny.
Yeah.
But the way it's written,
Mhm.
there's not a moment where you could read like an
Mm. Excerpt, yeah.
excerpt
Yeah.
and say this is a funny part.
Like that was a
Do you know
joke.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true,
So
true.
I feel like it's the whole situation that makes this
Mhm.
book really funny because the
Mhm.
concept of it is very strange.
Mhm.
And then the character is so over the top in her in
Mhm.
the way she's invested in
Mhm.
her
Mhm.
mission that you're just like,
Yeah.
girl, you're unwell. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine. You're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get through it.
Yeah.
When your friend tells you something and you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's how I felt.
Uh-huh. That's so fun. That's accurate. Yeah, so it's like situationally funny.
Yeah.
But had it not been, would
I mean, then in my opinion, if it hadn't been funny, if you have a concept like
yeah.
that
Yeah.
and it's not funny,
It's like so serious.
I mean, it's probably just poorly written,
It's
in my opinion.
a little life too. I feel
Well,
like in
well,
that situation, it
yeah,
would have to be a little more lyrical. It
yeah,
would have to be a little more prosy if it's
no,
not
yeah,
at least
that,
funny.
well, yeah, because if it's this, but you don't make it funny, it means there's no exaggeration.
Yeah.
It means that it's something that could happen, and it would just be a girl that takes one Ambien every day and goes to sleep. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like that happens every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like
feel it.
that's the daily life of
Yeah.
some people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that would be too much of a biography.
Yeah. Yeah. Reading somebody playing The Sims, where
Exactly.
the same thing
Yeah,
happens every day.
that's
Yeah.
it. And
True.
like waiting for
Hmm.
a check or whatever.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
so
True.
yeah, I
Good
feel
point.
like it's the exaggeration and the
Yeah.
hyperbole.
The hyperbole.
Yeah, that makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Um. Well, you could argue that there is plenty to not like about our main character because she's kind of bratty.
Yeah.
She does what she when she's like grew up entitled and privileged, and she kind of carries that through her adulthood. Why were like did you find yourself still rooting for her, and why or why not?
What I find funny in this book is I feel like it's a book where I didn't care that I didn't like the main character that
Yeah.
much. When I was talking about Martyr and like how Cyrus wanted to be this victim and like die and like be remembered, and that
Mhm.
he changes society, but then he does
Mhm.
nothing in his daily life to
Yeah.
change it. She
Yeah.
never pretends that she wants to do something like this.
True.
She's like, I'm just gonna be like on drugs for a year.
Mhm.
I'm not pretending I'm doing something amazing.
Yeah, she owns it.
Exactly. And she's
Yeah.
not trying to be a star doing
Mhm.
it. She's not trying to bring other people in it. She's not trying
Mhm.
to do anything like that.
Mhm.
So even though she is bratty, she's boring, she's not a very good friend.
Yeah, she's an awful friend.
Yeah, she has money and she does nothing with it.
Mhm.
She's not trying to contribute to society in any way.
Literally in any way.
But at the same time, she's just doing it for
She
herself.
owns it. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, am I rooting for her? Not really, because there's not much to root for. The only thing I'm
Yeah.
rooting for her is like, I hope you sleep and that
Yeah.
you don't die of an overdose,
Correct.
which
Yeah.
is like not
Yeah.
much in terms of
Yeah.
rooting for
Yeah.
someone. So that's something I liked because I think this book was more about me enjoying the process of what she was doing
Mhm.
and her experiment as a whole
Mhm.
than her as a character,
Mhm.
which is something that I find great that like someone is able to do that with the book.
Yeah.
Because if I don't relate to the main character or if I don't empathize for the main character, I rarely really get into it.
Mhm.
In this one, I was like, bro, she's kind of doing something revolutionary without even
Yeah.
taking the credit for it. So
Yeah.
I was like,
You just kind of want to see what happens. It's like watching, like you can't when you can't look away from a car crash. Same
pretty
thing. You're
much,
just like,
yeah,
I kind of want to see this outcome. And yeah, I agree. That's a good point. We're not like rooting for her, but you kind of have to like respect it,
yeah,
especially because she's not dragging other people into this.
at all, yeah,
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
She's not like stealing from
Yeah.
anyone. She's not,
Hmm.
yeah, she's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel bad about like Reva's attempts to get closer with her and like engage with her and come out and have fun and blah blah blah. Like if I was main character's friend, I would have been like, "Oh my god, Slay, that's such a funny project. Like let me know how that goes." Like if even if I don't
Oh,
talk to you in a
dude,
year, that's fine. Like I'm a
yeah.
pretty like hands-off friend though.
Reva was like, God, yeah. I mean, and
Reva's
all,
every needy friend that I hate that I will drop
oh,
off
girl,
eventually.
yeah. I mean, their relationship is so toxic because
Mhm.
they're opposites completely.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I feel like Reva's the worst friend for the main character, and the main character is the worst friend for Reva. Like,
Yeah.
there's
They're just
no
incompatible as friends. For sure.
absolutely, and I don't even understand how they managed to like
Mhm.
establish a friendship in the first place.
Mhm.
Um, but oh, and one thing I was gonna say for the question before,
Mhm.
there is definitely a notion of privilege that is really interesting in this book because it's
Mhm.
like the only way you can do this is you're a rich white girl
Yep.
who has the means to stay in her apartment in Upper East Side
Mhm.
for a year. And like
Mhm.
so yeah, I'm sure we'll discuss about the privilege part, but like
Mhm.
it's cool that this is brought in because it's
Mhm.
also a critique in my opinion of like how this society works, but like
Mhm.
that's what you would need to get a year of rest of and relaxation,
Mhm.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
But Reva, yeah, to come back to Reva, Jesus Christ.
It's a lot. She's a lot. We'll get into her also in the spoiler section a little more with Reva.
Oh, so I
Um,
can't spoil anything here.
Not
No.
yet. No, this is
Okay.
the no spoiler
Okay,
section.
okay.
So we'll put a
Guide me.
pin in the Reva things, and then we'll talk more about Reva in section 3. Very like unchained.
Yeah.
But actually, the privilege thing was something I was going to get into. So she's like white, privileged, rich, het, beautiful,
Yeah.
like in every type of privilege,
Thin,
she
yeah.
got it.
She,
Aside from
yeah.
being a man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, if she had not been conventionally attractive and white and rich, do you think that that would have changed whether or not you root for her?
Not at all. I think it's
No.
just what I mean by that is I think it's interesting that because without these,
Mhm.
a few times in the book,
Mhm.
you understand that she could not have done it.
Yeah.
With the money, obviously, like the money,
Mhm.
there's no question about that.
Mhm.
But um I remember there's one part where Reva and her are talking, and it's not a spoiler.
Mhm.
And Reva tells her something along the lines of like, but you can't just leave life because you have all the privileges.
Yeah.
And it's like, and she's aware because she says,
Mhm.
yes, I know. She's
Mhm.
like, it would be a waste to put my life away while living and having all that.
Mhm.
And so I'm just like, this is so strange because
Mhm.
it's but it's weird. But no, I would have still rooted for the character in the same way because
Mhm.
it wouldn't change the experiment.
Yeah, this
Again,
is
it's
true.
about the experiment
For
for
sure.
me in this book.
Yeah.
But it probably would have changed something for the character in terms of like socially and just
Yeah.
like
And relatability, I think,
exactly,
too. Yeah.
probably, yeah.
But I think like I'm not sure that I would want to relate to her. I kind of
Oh,
want to
I
be
don't
on
want to
the
relate to her.
right? I kind of want to
No.
be on the outside looking in. So like the fact that she's so privileged in every sense of the word, it kind of like others her in a way that I can
Hmm.
like enjoy it from like a fly on the wall perspective. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I want
Well,
to.
that's also why I don't feel bad for her.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gonna get out on the other side of this, and I'm
Mhm.
like, like whatever, you're gonna
Yeah.
be fine, you know.
Yeah.
And this is also why I'm not very invested in terms of empathy in this
Mhm.
book, which I find okay,
Yeah.
because again, it's about the experiment for me
Yeah.
in this one. So
Yeah, and when you're not like emotionally invested in like a I feel bad for them way, it kind of makes it more like hands off and fun
yeah,
as a reader.
well, if she gets fucked up, I don't feel
Yeah.
bad. I'm like,
There's like no stakes. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
oopsie,
There's no stakes in the best
one
way.
too many Ambien. Like, so yeah.
Do you fuck with sleeping? Do you nap? Are you like, do you have a good sleep routine? Tell me about sleep for you.
Okay, so
Not the lean.
sleep
He's so serious about it
sleep
right now.
is like I have I have conflicting opinions about sleep.
Sure.
Okay. I like sleeping.
Yeah.
I like it. A
Mhm.
bed is great.
Mhm.
I love a good sleep.
Mhm.
I don't need to sleep that much. Like I'm good
Mm.
with 7 hours.
Yeah.
7 hours, I'm like woohoo.
Mhm.
I hate waking up early.
Oh,
I
do you?
hate it.
Do you?
Unfortunately, I do. I wish I didn't.
Oh,
I wish I didn't.
okay.
But like waking up every, especially no, okay, wait. I hate waking up early during winter.
Sure.
Winter is not meant to wake up. Period.
Mhm.
Okay. And so whenever I have to get up early in winter, I kind of want to die
Yeah.
because it's dark
Yeah.
outside.
It
I
is.
notice as I get older,
Yeah.
I notice that light is like the most important thing for me ever.
Yeah.
So I do not want to miss a single hour of daylight.
Mhm.
But also, if I have to get up in the dark,
Mhm.
I'll have a bad day.
Okay, got it. AKA
Um,
all of winter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly. Um,
Unless you're sleeping till like 9:30.
no, I mean the sun goes up at like 8, so it's not too bad. But if I get up at 7:30 and then I see the sun kind of going up, I'm
It
like, okay,
helps.
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I I think I thought I didn't need to sleep that much.
Mhm.
So throughout CJEP, I would sleep like 4 hours. But
Ew.
just because I loved going to bed at like 3 a.m. and then
Oh,
was getting up at 7.
night owl.
But it's not true. No, well, I'm not even a night out. I was at my place doing puzzles or
Oh.
like doing quizzes.
But like that, but still enjoying like staying up late.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So night owl.
Oh, night owl. I heard night out. I was like, no, I
Oh.
wasn't getting drunk outside. Like,
No, we went.
night
Yeah,
owl. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
also not a party girl. The night owl.
And
Just
so,
turning up with your
well,
puzzle.
that's it. I was like, on Tuesdays.
That's so funny.
But and so yeah, but then I mean, I would take a nap in my classes, so it wasn't better. But
Mhm.
but yeah, so I feel like I like sleep. I like it more and more. And
Yeah.
I'm really learning to enjoy a regular sleep
Mhm.
schedule.
Mhm. Routine.
Yeah, well, routine, I don't really have a routine besides like my skincare routine and just
Okay.
like taking a shower and
Yeah.
going to bed.
You're not like no screens after this time or
No, I
like
wish I
no
was,
water
girl,
after this
but
time.
no.
No?
No. And I mean, no water. I try not to drink too much water.
Mhm.
You know, it happened to me like, I don't know, twice in like the past 15 years to
Mhm.
like wake up and pee my bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it happened to me twice, but it's
Damn.
just in my dream. I'm in the toilet, in the bathroom,
Yeah, you're
and
locked
it just
in.
happens. Yeah,
Really vivid dream.
so guys, now you know. But no shame, honestly. It
Yeah,
just
fair.
happened like
Sure.
twice in the past 10, 15 years or
Yeah.
something, and every single time I'm like,
Yeah.
so now I really tried to not drink too
Yeah,
much
fair.
water.
The-
Yeah, it like
well,
traumatized me.
welcome to the Pee Confessions podcast. No, I'm
But you
joking.
know, I'm sure it happened. I heard like it's for some people it's like common to shit themselves. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Interesting.
like peeing
Mhm.
just once or twice is not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm a no water after or no beverages after 7 p.m. typically, or else I will get up and pee, and I'd like to sleep through the night. Please and thank you, body.
Oh, and I sleep really well.
Yeah,
I don't wake up.
yeah,
I don't snore.
yeah,
I just sleep like a baby.
yeah.
And if I go to bed, I wake up 8 hours, 8 or
Oh,
7 or 8 hours
you time
after.
travel essentially.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
fall
yeah.
asleep quickly?
Yeah, in like 2 seconds.
Hell
I
yeah,
can fall asleep anywhere.
that is so
Also,
man coded of
I
you.
know, I know. But like my boyfriend and I are the same. We see the pillow and we're like,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's very good.
I'm
Yeah.
a pretty good sleeper in the same way. I will sleep a little long. I like to sleep a perfect 8. And my ideal routine has been messed up by my significant other because we need to get on the same page. And it's been a lot of,
That's good. We love him still.
yeah, we do. But it's like living in separate places. It's like,
Oh
you
yeah.
stay up late with him and then you don't want to,
Yeah.
it's so
Absolutely.
we're moving in together on Friday. And the way I'm going back to my militant
But that's good.
sleep
That's good.
routine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But,
gonna be easier for sure.
yeah, exactly. And I like to sleep a perfect, like, my ideal is 9 to 5. Sleep 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. I love getting up at 5 a.m.
She's doing a 9 to
Yeah,
5.
I got up at 5 a.m. this morning for the first time in forever. And it's like, and I don't have blackout curtains or anything here. I'll also have to
Oh,
adjust to
okay.
that. Like, I sleep up and like the sun comes up this way
Mhm.
and I rise like a robot, like ready to like perform my fucking, like I'm just at 5 a.m. on the dot. I never use an alarm ever
What?
because I don't need to. Because I
Okay,
get up,
that I wish that was my superpower. Honestly, that's so
yeah,
cool.
because I get up so early, and even if I'll set my alarm just in case for like 6:30, my body will get up at like 6:17. It'll know. It'll be like, "Yep, you need to get up now."
Okay, no, see if I don't put an alarm, I would just
I haven't used an alarm. Like the only time I use it is for like if I have to go to the airport
yeah,
at
yeah,
like
like
3 in the morning or something. But I never use an alarm.
Holy shit, I'm
Mhm.
jealous. I wish I could train. I mean, I could
Mhm.
train my body to do that.
Mhm.
I feel like I train it already for so many things that I'm like
Correct.
maybe sleeping soon.
Correct.
You know, it's fine.
Yeah.
But wow.
Some of us can do 50 push-ups at once. Some of us can get up without an alarm.
I feel like the alarm
Yeah,
clock is
make
honestly
it
better than 50
make
push-ups.
your guesses in the comments of
Yeah.
who can do
Oh,
what.
damn.
Yeah, it's
Oh, but
great.
that's so fucking
Yeah,
cool.
thank you.
Wow.
But so, could you, if you had to sleep for a year, if somebody was like paying you to do some sort of like social experiment, would you be like, I can do it? I feel like all your muscles would like atrophy and
First,
you'd lose all your strength.
well, that and dude, I'd get bored so easily.
Oh, see, yeah, fair.
Like,
I could do it maybe if they were like for a month, sleep as much as you can. I'd be like, yeah.
well,
But
to
a
be fair,
year,
if you pay me like $6 million
sure,
and you tell me sleep 1 year, I'll do it happily. Like, I don't care. Like, honestly, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do.
sure. In this economy,
Oh man, I would like go to a like I don't know, like a meditation retreat for 3 months to
hmm
learn how to meditate properly, and then I
hmm
would meditate for a year. Like
yeah,
that's what I would do, I think.
hmm
And as long as I have food and like
yeah.
water,
hmm
and I mean, she still does a little bit of exercise.
Yeah,
Her muscles don't
yeah,
fully.
she like gets up and does like squats and lunges and like eats a pizza and goes back
Yeah,
to bed,
that's it. So
which is
I'm like,
all you need.
that's not too bad. But would I do it? I know there was like a NASA thing like not too long
hmm
ago where they would just sleep for I think it was like a month or so.
hmm
But you know,
You got better
to
things to
stop
do.
my life
Yeah,
to do that
would take a
for
lot.
$6 million, I would do it.
Yeah,
Even for 1 million,
6
maybe.
million. I was gonna say rando.
Yeah, I don't know. Six
Salary.
million sounds like a great number to me. I'm like 6 million. That's good. It's like, but yeah, for money I would, but
hmm
not for just for fun.
No,
No,
pass. Yeah.
no,
So also why this is so interesting because like in what circumstance do any of us get to do this?
absolutely.
None.
Yeah,
But yeah.
and also it's funny because throughout the book I was like, was
Mm-hmm.
her life really that fucked up that she
Mm-hmm.
needed a full year
Mm-hmm.
of this?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
girl,
Not really,
not
honestly.
really. I
No.
mean, no. I
No.
mean, her mom was like,
Yeah, true.
yikes. But yeah,
Yeah. To wrap this section, I was going to ask about like the main character's relationship with Reva, but we kind of talked about that already, and we'll talk about it in like a no spoiler context in the next section.
a
But
spoiler context.
or sorry,
A
yes, a spoiler
spoiler, yeah.
context. That's right, in the next section. But I wanted to ask, like, do you have any favorite scenes or passages that aren't spoilery?
I mean, Dr. Tuttle is kind of something.
That's amazing. We stand Dr. Tuttle in this house.
Dude, she's funny.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the amount of research to find the conspiracy theory pseudo
Mhm.
science stuff is like really funny because
Mhm.
there's some stuff that I had never heard of
Mhm.
and I was just like this is hilarious.
Mhm.
So anything Dr. Tuttle was really funny to be
Yeah.
honest. And but that's a spoiler. I can't say it.
Okay.
In the art gallery before she leaves her job.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, we'll put a pin in that.
Okay.
I think that the first time, so kind of not a spoiler, she's taking like sleep medications, but the first time she like sleepwalks.
Oh, oh my
And she
god.
realizes what she I was like,
What
"Oh,
she
all
did.
this well, all the scenes of her, like, blacking out on
It's
that intermediferol or
inframerol, yeah.
inframerol, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, uh
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
those are crazy.
Yeah.
That is so stressful to me.
Dude, the fact that she oh we have to go into spoilers for me to say this, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
You know what?
bruh.
That's a good as transition as any. We'll go into the 3rd section and, stick around. Welcome to the 3rd section.
Yeah.
Let's get to the immediate thoughts we were having. Re blacking out favorite sections. If this is the spoiler section, if you want to hear the details about this book, this is for you.
What I was gonna say is like the fact that she knew very well what this
Mhm.
medication was doing. Like she
Mhm.
was blacking out for 3 days straight.
Mhm. Mhm.
Wait, like I don't know. I never blacked out for 3 days straight.
Nope.
Okay. The most I've blacked out is like 5 hours, and even
Yeah.
that was terrifying.
Yeah.
So you know.
Mhm.
So the fact that she willingly puts herself
Mhm.
through 40 pills
Mhm.
of 3 day blackouts, I
Mhm.
was like,
Horrifying.
horrifying and
Yeah.
like it's so strange because it's a very weird take on suicide I feel
Mhm.
like too because
Sure.
in a certain way she does commit suicide but just not like physically.
Mhm.
It's a very very strange way she's like she's clearly very depressed and like
Mhm.
unwell
Yeah.
and so she finds this very strange way to cope with it
Mhm.
but willingly putting yourself through that many days of blackout
Mhm.
it's like it's very much near death in my
Yeah.
opinion.
That's how you know you really don't care about living anymore.
Exactly.
And like
That's it.
Manhattan is like a scary, like, you need to watch your back in the
Mhm.
middle of the day, fully conscious and sober and alert. I can't imagine, like, the dangers of so many things coulda I feel like I'm her mother right now, but I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
so many
dude.
things coulda happened to you.
Oh my god. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and she's like, she's not strong either.
No.
Like, she can't defend herself.
No.
She keeps saying that she's like becoming skinnier and skinnier by the day, and she's
Yeah.
like not even able to walk at
Yeah.
some point, and like she gets out and she's like on the verge of fainting. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah,
Yeah.
horrifying.
So, but yeah,
Um,
the first one was funny. It was the
mhm.
one where she would send pictures of like her
Oh,
coochie.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that is
that
true.
one was
I
funny
was thinking
too.
of the one too where she goes down to the bodega. I keep wanting to say the dep, and the people are like, "You owe us like $40 for these things you bought,"
True.
and she was like, "Huh?"
Oh,
I'm
and
like,
she
"That's
bought like the
horrifying."
7 ice cream tubs.
Mhm,
Oh my
mhm.
god.
It's horrifying, so
Yeah,
scary.
true. Yeah, you owe us money, and she was like, okay.
I wanted to talk in the spoiler section here about Trevor and like how much we hate that man. And what so okay, you've read the book, or if you have not, Trevor is like the toxic situationship that's like uses our main character for like sex when it's convenient for him, but is kind of like an asshole to her the rest of the time,
Oh yeah.
literally. Just you know the type. You've been there.
Oh, and he's like even worse than he's probably worse than any situationship or like asshole dude I've
Mhm.
ever.
Oh yeah?
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
he's bad. It's
Yeah,
like
he's pretty
Jesus
bad.
Christ.
Mhm.
Like the amount of times he sexually assaults her in the book
Mhm.
without it being explicitly told like that, but like
Mhm.
he would request blowjobs or like make her give him a blowjob in her sleep, and
Yeah,
she would
yeah.
wake up and
Mhm.
she's giving him a blowjob, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
That's insane.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
But so, like, what do you think he was used as a device to, like, make us feel bad for her? Or is it just kinda like, "Your life sucks, so I see why you're doing this," or what do you think? What kind of purpose do you think he
Yeah,
served?
that's like when I read your brief, I was like, that's a good question. I feel like I want to. There's like two answers, two elements of answers that I want to give. First, I feel like it's part of the accumulation and like the
Mhm.
exaggeration of her life is freaking awful, and all
Mhm.
her relationships are like terrible
Mhm.
and meaningless,
Yeah.
also. And in some way I want to think it's a critique of patriarchy and like how men use women,
True. Mhm.
um but it might not be that directly. But
Mhm.
I do feel like he wasn't there to make us feel bad for her because she was also willingly inviting him.
Mhm. Yeah.
But then there's definitely a thing where he's also much older than her, if I remember
Mhm.
correctly,
Mhm. Yeah.
where yeah, talking about men who are just that predatory is like
Mhm.
unfortunately something I feel like a lot of women in their early 20s go through.
Mhm.
Been there, done that. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
And so I it didn't make me feel worse for her, but
Mhm.
I was just like, man, this part of the system is definitely against her.
Mhm.
Like, this doesn't help her at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think he was used to kind of just like layer on her like hopelessness.
Mhm.
And so when she was like, I'm gonna sleep for a year, as a reader, you're kind of like, sure, dog. Like it's better than going back to Trevor and like trying to,
For sure. Oh
make
my god.
amends there.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
mean, there was nothing to do. He was just like,
Hmm.
yikes. Yeah. But it's funny because when I read your brief, I was like, was he actually useful? Like, did we
Hmm.
need him?
Hmm.
But I feel like it just added to
Hmm.
that how
Yeah.
pathetic she was.
Hmm.
Because again, it's like a contest of how pathetic is she gonna get.
Yeah, true. Because like when she gets fired from the gallery from sleeping on the job
Yeah.
too much and like just kind of being a shit employee, and like Reva sucks. But aside from those two things, like it would be easy for the reader to be like, come on, girl, like get up and go
Yeah.
fix your life, go change your life. But
Well,
she was
because
a little
her
more
dad died from cancer, then her mother
true.
committed suicide, and her
Mm-hmm.
mom was like, she was not a mom. She was basically an
No.
asshole to her. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
never wanted that child.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, and then she changed schools, I think, at some point
Mm-hmm.
too. And she like, but yeah. Besides that, and not besides that, but I mean, we know a lot of people who had like
Mm-hmm.
fucked up childhoods,
Yeah.
and like
And the parent's death was like quite a few years before, so she
yeah, it
wasn't
was
like
7 years.
actively,
That's
yeah.
it. She wasn't like just
Mm-hmm.
fresh out of like
Mm-hmm.
leaving her dad or
Yeah.
whatever.
But
But
had
yeah.
she had like a promising love life or was dating around, maybe as a reader we'd be more like, "No, don't do this.
For sure.
Go thrive and be 20 or
Yeah,
whatever."
yeah, yeah. And like you have a boyfriend that can help you, so
Mhm.
or a partner,
Yeah, yeah.
period. But yeah.
But yeah, no, we fucking hate Trevor, but we love the purpose he served, I
Totally.
guess.
When
I don't know
honestly,
about
the
love.
dialogue was like,
It's so like,
oh.
you ever met a man? It's so it's awful.
But again, it's a caricature.
Mhm.
How
Yeah.
do you pronounce that?
Yeah, caricature.
Caricature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I don't know how to talk. Of like all of the worst parts of a man.
Yeah.
Especially because he gets with another woman at the end, and then he's like, "I'm settling down," and
Mhm.
deep down you're like, "That's not true,
You're gonna
Trevor."
come back to this
Yeah,
girl.
and then
Yeah.
he comes back,
Mhm.
and he's like, "One last time."
Yeah, and she's like, "Okay."
So yeah, no,
Yeah.
we hate him actively.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
see, my hate was more towards him than her.
Yeah, fair.
Like that, I never actively hated her. I was like,
Yeah.
"You're kind of what the fuck," but
Yeah.
at the same time,
She's
him,
kinda neutral because she's so
exactly.
other.
That's
Yeah.
it. But him, I was like, stab, stab.
Yeah, yeah,
So
correct.
yeah,
Stab.
yeah, stab, stab.
If
Yeah,
there's one thing you should take away,
yeah,
stab,
stab,
stab.
stab. Like that man
Mhm.
deserved to get stab, stabbed in the streets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct. Yeah,
like,
yeah. Did you so going back to, like, being easily tricked or seeing things coming, did you anticipate a 9/11 weaving into this book?
I feel like once they started talking, especially if you're aware of like the timeline
Yeah,
in the book
yeah,
where they say it's the 2000s
yep,
and whatever, and then Reva goes to work at the World Trade Center,
yeah.
I was
She
like,
references, like, "I'm excited to work in the Trade Center."
yeah, she was like, I wanted to work in the towers,
Mhm,
whatever, and it's because she's breaking up. Well, she's breaking up. She got dumped by her boss, and then because she
mhm,
had an affair with
mm,
him and whatever.
mhm,
That's not really important.
mhm.
And so I was like, oh, okay. I mean, depending on where we get in the
Mhm.
timeline of the book,
Yeah, in the thick of it,
we
in,
will.
like, peak, like, Reva's mom dying blackout era, it was, like, New
Yeah,
Year's.
exactly. It was Christmas.
I'm like,
Christmas 2000.
yeah, I'm like, there's not enough time for them to get to 9/11, and then
Yeah.
when she was done her experiment kind of, like, in June,
June-ish,
I was
yeah.
like, "Whoa, uh-oh."
Yeah. So honestly, did I think it was gonna finish like that?
Mhm,
Maybe not, but at the
mhm,
same time, as soon as she started talking about World Trade Center, I was like, they wouldn't have mentioned it
yeah,
if there wasn't something that was gonna
mhm.
happen. And especially because she gets fired or like transferred,
Transferred.
whatever, um, kind of late
Yeah,
into the
true.
book. So I was
Mhm,
like, okay, well, I guess something's
mhm.
gonna happen.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
have to preface it, kind of,
Mhm.
yeah, foreshadow it.
Yeah, yeah, true. But I was still kinda was bamboozled. I was like, "Funny coincidence," but they're not gonna reference 9/11.
Yeah, Mariah was like, the
The
World Trade Center.
and
I
the
don't know what happened
and the
there.
la and fully went to the 9/11 museum. What?
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I especially because it's the last page, so you're
Mhm.
like,
It's like the last 3 pages. I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
damn, she really, like, tied this up with a 9/11 knot
yeah.
and
But I kind
finished the
of
book."
liked it, to
Yeah,
be
me
honest,
too.
because yeah,
Yeah, it was a choice.
so
But yeah, so you saw it coming. I kind of saw
a
it
little bit,
coming,
yeah.
like, in June. It took, like, 2/3 of the book for me to be like, "Okay, I think we're on. I think this is happening."
Oopsie,
Yeah. I wanted to talk, about Dr. Tuttle.
my girl.
Hilarious, kooky to the extent, but, like, if I was main character, I would be so nervous about lying to a healthcare professional. I'm
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna accidentally murk myself because I'm telling Dr. Tuttle that I am an insomniac and I can't sleep, so she's prescribing stronger and stronger sleep drugs. And I'm like, this is gonna kill me. Like I was so nervous for her.
To be honest, I think she never really cared whether she was gonna die or not.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Dr. Tuttle?
No, no, no. Like, no,
Oh, the
I
main
think, yeah, the
character.
main character never really cared. I feel
Yeah.
like if she would have died during that experiment, she would have been like,
Eh,
YOLO. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like, at some point, she's on her bathroom floor and she's kind
Mm-hmm.
of dying,
Mm-hmm.
like, towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
She's not that panicked.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
She's like,
It'd be like
oh,
that.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay, well, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of the end. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're kind of both feeding that.
Yeah.
She's lying because she just wants to sleep
Mm-hmm.
or die.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping, die,
Mm-hmm.
the line is kind of blurry.
Feed her addiction also as a
Exactly.
third. Yeah.
And Dr. Tuttle was just, I feel like she's,
No background check, no follow-up questions
girl,
about
she's not a healthcare provider.
no.
she,
No.
she's a drug dealer. Dr.
Yeah.
Tuttle is just a drug dealer, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Mhm.
So I feel like her goal was ultimately just to feed into these conspiracy theories about
Mhm.
nightmares and
Mhm.
whatnot.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so and she was, but she told her like, you don't look well.
Yeah.
Did she do anything about it? Not really.
No.
And she thought it was because of her nightmares.
Mhm.
So
And she's so hands-off and so, like,
she's funny.
uninvested in her clients' lives that, like, main character had to tell Dr. Tuttle in, like, every chapter, in every instance that her parents are dead.
Absolutely. She told her 6
Oh,
times.
yeah,
Yeah.
fully. Yeah.
And she never remembered.
Nope.
Yeah. And but at the same, she's the comic relief for
Mhm.
sure. Like
True.
but again, it's not because she says jokes. She's just absolutely cuckoo. Like
Unintentionally funny.
completely crazy.
Mhm.
And I find it really funny cuz it's like,
Mhm.
I mean, I've never had to take prescription pills for like
Mhm.
mood or sleeping or whatever,
No, me either.
but I feel like I don't know how hard it is
No.
to get them, and especially in the States where you pay for them.
I bet
I
it's a lot
don't know.
I bet it's a lot more e-com in the States. I bet
That's
it's a lot
it.
more buying stuff.
But that's
Like, it's
it.
so commercialized.
Because here you have to be followed by a doctor, and it's like,
Mhm.
but
Monitored and followed up
exactly.
with and
But maybe I'm saying a bunch of bullshit right now, but I would expect the States to be more
buy and sell
sell the
about it.
pills,
Mhm.
exactly.
Mhm.
So I feel like Dr. Tuttle would do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy. And especially when she gives her the Infermeterol
Yeah.
and she's just like, here's a sample.
Yeah, yeah,
What
a
the fuck?
sample.
Who, like, what?
Mhm.
What do you mean a
Try
sample?
it.
Yeah, try
It's
it.
not
It's
on the
fun.
market yet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's gonna help. You look tired.
Well, and
Yeah.
especially with the amount of pills that this girl was taking,
Mhm.
I cannot believe that there's not a moment where Dr. Tuttle was like,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. No, well, cause and you know that she's not gonna ask because she can't even remember that a main
but
character's
that's it.
parents died.
Yeah.
She's so, like, in her own does not care about her patients at all.
Because for the amount of drugs she's taking,
Mhm.
she's taking like what, man? Ambien, Valium, Seroquel. Like she's taking so
Mhm.
much stuff, and she's taking crazy
Amounts of
quantities
them.
too.
It should be like, "And then I ate 4, and I gave Rebel
Yeah,
1,"
and she's
or
like, and
something.
then I took 5 and 2 more of this, and I
Yeah.
downed like a bottle of Nyquil, and then
True,
I took
yeah.
Benadryl, and
Truly a cocktail of yeah,
oh,
yeah.
she's having fun. She's
Mhm.
like la 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 la
Yeah.
la. And yeah, that was crazy. That was honestly insane. But yeah,
Mhm.
Dr. Tuttle, she was funny, and
Mhm.
whenever she came up, I was like, haha.
Mhm.
That's the beauty of this. You know, it's not
Yeah.
true, so you don't feel really bad,
Mhm.
but like,
Yeah, yeah, true.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
lot. Um, and throughout the book, so her parents are dead, and so our main character is still deciding what to do with her parents' house.
Yeah.
And she's dragging her ass. Like she rented it out. She let
Hmm.
the realtor like rent it out to some professor, I
Yeah,
think.
a professor, yeah.
Um, what did you think about her like dragging her ass and not just like closing that chapter?
I feel like that's the only part where you see that she's still grieving.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only material part of her parents that she still has. Because
Mm-hmm.
she's saying that the only thing she wants to get back from this house is like a few boxes from the
The
attic, I
attic.
think.
Yeah.
And so that's the moment where I was like, okay, she's not done grieving.
Mm-hmm.
Because throughout the book, we like hear about her mom being fucking awful and
Mm-hmm.
her dad like dying of cancer in the matter of a
Mm-hmm.
year and like how traumatic it was. But at the same time, she seemed to be over it,
Mm-hmm.
sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of happy about her inheritance,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is, I mean,
Fair.
yeah, you do what you can, hey.
Yeah.
And so that was the part where I was like, okay, this could be one of the reasons why she wants to do this.
Yeah.
But also it's fair that she didn't want to close it. And
Mm-hmm.
just in terms, I feel like Girly is not really aware financially speaking,
No.
right? So maybe
Mm-hmm.
she was just like, this is income.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah.
So even that, at some point I was like, oh, maybe it is actually more beneficial for her to
Mm-hmm.
rent it out.
Yeah.
But in the end, when she just decides to sell it, I'm like, okay, now she's
Mm-hmm.
over it and she got rid of it and it's
Yeah.
good. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I found it like is kind of the main driver of her wanting to like make a new life for
Mm-hmm.
herself, right? Because she's like, you're right, she is still grieving, and she's just like, this is kind of where she's like stuck in this liminal space of
Yeah.
her life. But as a task oriented girly, I would have been like, sell it.
Yeah, I don't. Like, yeah, it
Take,
depends what the relationship would be with the house
yeah.
for me. Because
Mm-hmm.
if it was still something I wanted to have in my life, and I was like grieving in a way where having the house doesn't destroy me,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'd keep it because
Yeah.
it looked like a beautiful fucking
Yeah. It
house. Like the
sounded
way
like
it's
a.
described is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. It's like a two-door style,
Mm-hmm.
with like wooden
Sounded very historic.
everything. It
Mm-hmm.
sounded beautiful, so I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, "Mm."
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree that
Yeah.
once you know it's not right for you.
Yeah. Take the boxes and rip that band-aid.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been me, but I'm kind of
Mm-hmm.
a pusher in that way. I'm like a push like forward your life, girl. I'll help
Yeah,
you.
I mean, and that's what she wanted to do,
Yeah.
so she did eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on this in the earlier section, but like if you had to do kind of like a long-winded thing to change your life, how would you do sleep? Would you do meditation? What would you do?
That's a good question.
No screens? Like would you do a big
No
tech
screens.
detox?
I think does it have to be a year? Let's say it's a year. That's a good
Mm-hmm.
like
Sure. Yeah,
a good
comparison.
timeline, yeah.
Yeah.
Um okay. I feel like one thing that not annoyed me, but like, she doesn't do anything actively to change her life.
Mhm.
She sleeps for a year.
Yeah.
And granted, of course, it gives you a reset
Mhm.
for sure.
Mhm.
But when it comes to changing your outlook on life,
Mhm.
when it comes to changing how you go about
Mhm.
life and just how you manage your relationships and whatnot,
Mhm.
I feel like I would probably most definitely quit social media. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Because honestly, the more I am on social media, the more I hate it. Kind of,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Sure.
I feel like it's funny because I was in a theater residency recently, and we were talking about social media, and
Mhm.
it was a residency about performative activism,
Oh, sure.
which was interesting. And then obviously
Mhm.
social media is like a big part of it.
Mhm.
And one thing we touched upon, I was like, honestly, I'm not sure we were supposed to be in contact with that many people and with that many
Mhm.
people's lives and like be
True.
witnesses of
Sure.
how people, like, to that extent at
Mhm.
least.
Mhm.
Um and I feel like it's becoming more and more toxic, and like countries like Australia that ban social media for 16-year-olds, under
Do they?
16-year-olds. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
good
like,
for
this is
them.
great, honestly.
That is.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Like, when I see 12-year-old girls doing skincare tutorials, I'm like,
No,
you shouldn't worry about having wrinkles.
you're
Like,
an
that's not
infant.
normal. You're an infant,
Yeah,
for
you're an
real.
infant.
Like, you're not. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
insane. So
Mhm.
sometimes I see things and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
So probably no social media. I think I would go somewhere where there's a lot of nature.
Mhm. On brand. On brand.
And not even far. Like, it could be
Mhm.
close to here.
Mhm.
And I think just in general, um, I have a lot of trouble with people who lack integrity.
Sure.
So if you have values, like for example, if you love the environment and the day after I see you ordering on Amazon, I'm like,
Hello?
do you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, or people
okay.
yeah, or people eat a ton of meat because we're
Well,
both vegetarian.
yeah,
And
or
it's
like
not.
it's just, yeah. I just find if you claim to have these
Mhm.
values, you have to walk the talk,
Yeah, totally.
which is
Mhm.
not something that we're doing
No.
socially. I
No.
feel like
Mhm.
myself included for some things,
Sure.
obviously.
Yeah, I feel like we could all.
But so yeah, I think I would try to get away from
Mhm.
that in general. So I
Yeah.
feel like social media is
Mhm.
already a big part.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think I would just be with my beloved
Mhm.
friends.
I would like to, and
Yeah.
feel free if you would like to join me on
Oh
this.
my
If
god.
I would also like to do something offline and remote, and I would also want to do something like bigger than myself
Hmm.
instead of just doing like self-indulgent reflection.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
What if for a year we log off and we go be like tree planters?
I would go to a farm,
Yeah.
like build a farm,
Yeah.
because tree planting scares me. There's a lot of bears.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah.
Or because I would like to build something that I can see.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like
Because
you
like
have like
tree
a
planting is
measurable.
great,
Yeah.
but you still have to be in contact with people. If
Yeah.
I were to log off for an entire year, I don't want to meet strangers. I'm sorry, but like I'm not, like, there's no way I have to
Yeah.
socially perform for
Mhm.
like one more person. I'm
Mhm.
gonna off myself if I
Sure.
have to do that.
Sure. All right. R.I.P.
So so yeah.
Yeah.
But I would come with, like, if we were to build a farm
Yeah.
together, or
Yeah.
just like, have pigs
Yeah, sure.
or
Just have
cows.
pigs.
Yeah, I would be happy doing that,
Pigs are cute. They're
I
smart.
know, they're so cute.
And cows. I like cows too. The way I would
Cows
be
are so
so
sweet.
allergic. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Probably, yeah. It's horsehair furry animals are like the worst for
Oh
me.
no.
Mm-hmm. Hate it. But yeah.
Okay, well, maybe other
Oh no,
animals.
I'd just take
Yeah.
Claritin. I would still fuck with them. I don't care.
I don't know how you do it, because even if I take Claritin, I die.
Yeah.
So,
You have to like slowly get up your exposure and anyway.
but that hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
it does
But
hurt.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
life hurts.
Okay, well, yeah, but
Um,
that's a good plan. Yeah, I feel like
right?
no social media for sure. Like, that's the
Mm-hmm.
most important part for me, honestly.
Mm-hmm. When I was researching about this book and what the people of the internet thought, I was looking at some reviews, and a lot of people had trouble with the fact that, like, clearly in the middle of the book, she had like a pill addiction. Of course,
Hmm.
as you do if you're
Oh
taking like
yeah.
40 a day.
Okay, I know where you're
And
going.
there
Yeah.
was a part where she kind of woke up at the end of her last stint and she was like, now I'm all good.
Hmm.
And people had a hard time getting past the point where, like, what about your pill addiction? You're not going to struggle with that anymore. You're just going to wake up and be okay with that.
Hmm.
Did you notice that? I didn't notice that.
So I think, and I mean, I'm not saying this from like a medical standpoint because I
Hmm.
don't know,
Yeah.
but I would want to research. Does Inframetal even exist? Like, I
I
need
think
to,
it's fictionalized. Usually, like,
because
the hardest drug that's like, I think legally they have to,
it's a fictional
yeah,
drug.
it's fictional.
But is it like anything close?
the most hardcore ones I feel like that fuck up your life are always fictionalized for like legal.
Yeah, for legal reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I also guess it has to do with quantity. Like, because if I mean, maybe I have no idea. I never took Xanax, but like, if
Hmm.
you take 5 Xanax, I mean, do you die? I don't know.
I
But
don't
like,
know.
do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
good
Like, maybe
question.
you black out for a long fucking time. Because
Find out
I
next
know
episode.
that people who take Xanax every day can black out for like
Yeah,
a week or so.
crazy.
So maybe
Mm-hmm.
let's take that as a reference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to like in the book, she
Mm-hmm.
was taking a bunch of pills,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the end, she only takes Infermeterol. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, maybe you're not addicted to the other pills anymore, because anyways,
Mm-hmm.
you're blacked out.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
she probably doesn't really notice,
Yeah.
and she sleeps so much that like
Mm-hmm.
maybe she doesn't notice. Do I find it kind of weird that once she wakes up and she's like, because it's weird because it's not pictured like something she needs.
Mm-hmm.
It just puts her in a state of blackout, and when
Mm-hmm.
she wakes up, she's fine.
Yeah, so you don't think it's like an addiction? It's just like a you're fucking up my experiment, and because when Reva takes her pills, that's when the only
Oh
time when
yeah,
she's really like I'm
that's it.
jonesing for these pills. Like that's the
Exactly.
only time. But is it an addiction or is it just like a Reva? You're fucking up my
Well,
experiment.
I feel like in that case, it is probably an addiction, but it's
Mhm.
all the pills that were not her Infermeterol. Well, it
Mhm.
was that and the other pills.
Mhm.
So I feel like at that point, and I
Mhm.
feel like that's why she decided to throw them away,
Mhm.
because she was like, I clearly have a problem with these, even though
Yeah.
it's not said in the book.
Yeah.
But
So you
and
think
so
it's reasonable for her to get up at the end and be like, hee hee?
not really, because I feel like she would still need the Infermeterol.
Yeah. True.
So yes and no.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it seems to be such a strange drug, because
Yeah.
it's like the addiction or like the addictive potential of that drug
Mhm.
seems to be very strange, because it's
Mhm.
just like you take it, you sleep for 3 days.
Mhm.
What then?
Yeah.
So it's strange. I feel like it's also one of the parts where it's good that it's fictionalized, because
Yeah.
the effects of it are so bizarre
Mhm.
that you're just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why you wouldn't get addicted to it,
Mhm.
you know?
But, like, little plot holes like this don't really bother me because when you're reading fiction, you kinda just have to suspend your belief and have a good
I was
time.
gonna say, yeah.
Like, sometimes it's not that deep.
Like when I read Bunny,
Mhm, Mona Awad.
what the fuck, you
Yeah,
know? Like the girl is a swan. Sorry
yeah,
for the spoilers.
yeah. And to go,
So
"That wouldn't happen." I'm like, "Can't you just, like, have fun and read a book?"
exactly, and I was like, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, like sure. So this part didn't bother me too
Mhm.
much, to be honest. And is it 100% unrealistic?
I don't
Debatable.
know.
It's a fictional drug, so
Mhm.
maybe
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
like if she took acid every single day, which
Mhm.
like good luck for your brain, but you know,
Yeah, or like meth.
yeah, if that's more, because technically, or at least from what I read,
Mhm.
um acid doesn't have like that much of an addictive potential, because you're not very
Mm.
capable of doing much, you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah. Yeah, you're not functional on it,
you're
really.
hallucinating a
Yeah.
much, so like,
Yeah.
you know, so compared to meth where you're very very functional,
Mhm. At
um
killing.
yeah. I feel so, yeah, whatever she decided that drug was,
Mhm. Mhm.
but then she did it for 40 days straight, you know, so that's more.
Yeah.
So yeah, was the subject of addiction exploited enough? Maybe not. Was it necessary for the book? I don't think so.
No. Yeah, it didn't really bother me as much, but I
No,
was wondering
me
if that was,
neither.
like, piss you off.
Not really.
Yeah.
I didn't really care.
Sometimes yeah, sometimes you kinda just have to let things go and enjoy a book, you know? If you're constantly pointing out plot holes, like, "Are you happy in your life? Look inward."
Yeah, and also, do some people just stop taking drugs like one day they're just like, okay, I'm stopping?
Yeah.
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 So
She could be that bitch. It
that's
doesn't
it.
yeah, it seems like everything kinda just rolls off her back, so
Yeah.
I could see her being like, "Meh, on to the next."
Well, she's like, I don't have any more, and like Dr.
Mhm.
Tuttle is not there, so
Yeah.
yeah. But I
True.
mean, would she be a raging addict in real life? Maybe, and
Maybe.
like try to find any other way to get high, probably. But
Mhm.
then that's
Yeah.
not what the book is about.
No.
So
True.
yeah.
I wanted to talk about one of my favorite scenes, also a spoiler. So at the end, when the Twin Towers are crashed into and 9/11 is happening actively, Reva sees one of the people, not Reva, the main character sees one of the people
Jumping
jumping
off.
off and
Yeah.
she like assumes it's Reva based
Hmm.
on like her like shoes that don't quite fit and just her like look and her body and her positioning. And that's like the only time the main character says that Reva looks beautiful.
Yeah. It's sad. Yeah.
It is sad, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite scenes because 'cause I'm like, is it because this is your new reality? Is it because you're finally losing Reba? Is it because you're seeing beauty in tragedy?
Hmm.
That scene was just like what did you think about that scene?
I feel like one thing also, it's the only like the book is so much about sleeping
Mhm.
and like and death and like letting yourself decay
Mhm.
and rebirth and whatever. And it's the only time where she mentions that at the end she says something along the lines of like this person was wide awake and she still jumped or
Mhm.
something,
Mhm.
which I was like, okay. And at that point the main character is
Mhm.
awake.
Yeah.
And so when I was reading about it also like a little bit online,
Mhm.
there's one thing about Reva where the main character probably always noticed that Reva was awake.
Mhm.
Despite the fact that she was so fucked up, she was
Mhm.
going through like pretty bad bulimia and like she was
Oh yeah, true.
unhappy, her mom died of cancer.
Mhm.
But one thing that she was always doing was
Mhm.
like telling the main character that she loved her and that she was
Mhm.
like a good friend.
True.
Was it still a toxic relationship?
Yes.
Absolutely. The fact that it was toxic, I
Mhm.
feel like the main character always saw something in Reva that she
Mhm.
maybe either envied or she didn't even notice she envied.
Mhm. Yeah, true.
About the fact that she was more awake, if we
Mhm.
can use that term. And
Yeah.
so I feel like also once she awakens, she's able to see beauty in things that she found pathetic before, or
Yeah.
things that could hinder her from wanting to go to sleep.
Mhm.
Because obviously if she managed to find in herself the fact that
Mhm.
she loved Reva and that she was her friend, she
Mhm.
would have no reason to go
Yeah.
into that year of sleep.
Yeah.
But
It
it is a beautiful scene and it is
Mhm.
really sad.
Mhm.
Maybe she sees beauty in death also, which is kind of fucked
Yeah.
up, but
Mhm.
her experiment could
Yeah.
corroborate that. So
True. I wonder if it's like kind of her first experience giving life like a little grace. And not
yeah.
seeing everything so like doom and gloom and why do this, but since she's like awake now and like emerged,
hmm
I wonder if she's like, this is my new perspective and this is how I.
Oh, she definitely changed her philosophy about life, that's for sure. Just
Mhm.
the way she carries herself and she has no phone anymore and she like wants
Mhm.
to be disconnected kind of from it all but in
Mhm.
a more positive way.
Mhm.
I feel like it definitely changed her outlook on life and maybe
Mhm.
she does give people a bit more grace
Yeah.
and I hope she keeps going.
I can't imagine. Yeah, yeah, this fictional woman. I
yeah.
can't imagine like seeing like recognizing one of the falling bodies from the towers and like that is insane.
Bruh, I don't even want to think about it. Like
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
like, no,
awful.
but it's awful. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Damn.
And yeah, the fact that she's like she jumped and she was wide awake and I was
Yeah.
just
Oh
like,
God, it's awful.
okay, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Join
So
us next time on the 9/11 podcast. No, I'm just joking. It's terrible. But was there anything else you wanted to add about the book?
the book.
Thoughts?
I feel like if you got this far in the podcast, you have heard spoilers, so I'm sorry, but you should
Mm-hmm.
still read it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a book where you have to detach yourself from the character a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and not just take it from a she's so privileged she can allow herself to do that standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
but more so in a it's fucked up that this is the length we have to go to feel better in this
Mm-hmm.
society because I think a lot of people would be like I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What from what I read online, like a lot of
Yeah.
people on Reddit were like, "Yo, this sounds like the best idea,"
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
like, "What
Huh?
the hell, guys?"
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes we feel very powerless in terms of how
Mm-hmm.
to change our lives because it has so many components, and sometimes we're very unhappy
Mm-hmm.
about a lot of components.
Mm-hmm.
And so keep in mind that there's other ways than this,
Yeah.
okay, to change your life.
Yeah.
Like please don't do that.
Yeah.
But it is a very interesting, absurd take
Mm-hmm.
on how someone can try to change.
Yeah.
And that's something I enjoyed. And
Yeah.
again, it is very cynical,
Mm-hmm.
and it also shows a lot of very shallow relationships,
Mm-hmm.
which I
Yeah.
like.
And it kind of makes you more grateful for the relationships you have in your life.
Because Reva, on both sides, it's awful,
Mm-hmm.
but like, yeah,
Yeah, she's my nightmare friend.
bro,
I don't fuck with
she.
the like
I
coming
mean,
over all the time. I would be like,
if you show up to my house unannounced
bye,
and we're not besties,
bye.
I want to cry.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's if you showed up to my house like there's a bunch of people
Mm-hmm.
that I would be like, hey, you probably need help right
Yeah,
now
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
showing up to
True.
my house unannounced. But like a random person,
Who's just like, let's drink and go out. I would be like, who are you? Fuck out
no,
of here.
please. But
Yeah,
maybe we're just antisocial, to be
yeah.
honest.
I think we've talked about it. We're both just kind of like hands off, do our own
I mean, we're
thing. See
just
you later,
busy
friends.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like, but no, and I mean, it's very. You can sense that Rev is jealous of her.
Oh,
I
well,
would
she straight up says all the time,
never.
jealous
That's
of like how
no
skinny.
fair. She always says
Yes, no
that.
fair.
No fair. And
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, but how skinny she is and like how pretty she is and whatnot. And like
Rich.
if I had friends that were jealous of me, if I'm friends with people that I'm jealous of,
It's not. Is that a friendship?
no, it's death, man. That's
Hmm.
awful. So
Yeah.
yeah. But no,
But
definitely read the book.
yeah,
I loved it.
there's
It's
a lot
great.
we didn't touch on, so
Yeah.
there's still lots you can get out of reading the book.
Yeah.
And but yeah, thank you so much for coming on,
You're
Luca. This
so
was so fun.
welcome. It was really fun.
Where can the people find you?
So you can find me. So I have 2 Instagrams, but honestly, at this point, please find me on my non-poll Instagram. If you absolutely want to see poll, that's okay. Okay, you can find it too. So Instagram is Luca Max, YuCamax. I have a theater company called Les Talons Fous.
Hmm.
We are gonna be having a show somewhere in Montreal in winter.
Fun.
So yeah,
Stay tuned.
and besides that, hopefully you see me on a screen
Yeah.
sometime.
Hmm.
But yeah.
And maybe again for the podcast if you'd
Yes!
like.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
With great pleasure. I loved it,
Oh,
honestly.
good. Yeah, it
So
was
yeah,
fun. Yeah.
it brought me back. Oh yeah, I have a degree in journalism, and so I did a lot of
Hmm.
radio before, and like this brought me back to.
Did it?
Oh yeah, to like
Aw.
chatting about like stuff, especially because I was doing a lot of cultural reviews.
Oh,
So
there you go. Perfect.
so there you go.
You're born for it. Train for it. Oh,
Train for it
awesome.
definitely.
Thank you so much for watching. Happy reading. Bye.
Bye guys.